I am so sick of this. So I'm watching this video and they're talking about the traditional woman, the traditional like lifestyle, traditional family, traditional man. I hate when people say the word traditional because what tradition? You mean white tradition? Because you want me in my black ass tradition. Furthermore, even if you what's traditional? Which year are we gonna pick and when people say traditional, they really be picking and choosing which tradition they want to follow. Because at one tradition, women were being sacrificed to gods, okay? Virgins were being sacrificed and killed to gods. You want to pick from that tradition? Or the tradition where men had to go on their own at like the age of 10 into the wild, face animals and shit, and come back to life to prove their manhood. That tradition? Because half your alpha males would be dead, okay? You would be dead. I don't mean the concrete jungle. I mean actual jungle, okay? Where there are lion, tigers, and bears in this bitch. I'm just like, what tradition are you choosing? Do you want the tradition where women were seen as nothing more than literal sex slaves? Where they were forced to be bedded by their husbands on repeat? Domestic abuse wasn't a thing then. You were supposed to do what a woman was supposed to do, which means you were supposed to be breaded and spawn out kids. That's all. God forbid you spawn out a female because she can be in the same position as you time when she's 12. And God forbid you don't spawn out a male because listen, your husband, he will cheat on you and he will find a mistress and you would somehow get a sickness or mysteriously die and nobody will hear from you again. You want to pick that tradition? Please pick what traditions you want because we have sacrificial tradition. The traditions where women had no voice, no rights to vote tradition. If y'all want to be traditional, how about the men actually stay and they take care of their kids? That's a tradition. The tradition is always falling on the women. Saying every time I hear about traditions, oh, the traditional woman, the traditional woman. What about the traditional man, the man who actually had a wife, stay with his wife? Because you want to pick that particular tradition, well, that man would stay in home and not go for milk and never come back. That man would take care of his family. He would go there and literally bleed, sweat, and blood till he could provide for his family. That's a tradition. I mean, that man also would, abuse and hurt his wife and treat her as nothing but a piece of sexual satisfaction. But that's about it. The tradition you want, because we could be out here sacrificing to the sun god Ra. I don't want to hear nothing about the traditional woman anymore. How about the traditional man? Because if you, some of y'all, if women didn't break out for some of the traditions, y'all wouldn't have stoplights. Y'all wouldn't have phones. Do y'all know how many things women were a part of inventing? For your family members would have been dead from cancer if we didn't have Madame Curie. A woman, one of the smartest alive. Well, she's dead now, but you get the point. Furthermore, when y'all talk about the traditional woman, y'all mean in my black ass traditional woman. Because women in African culture were treated like queens. In most African tribes, they had all the rights and responsibilities and did it with grace. Eleganza. Now go eat y'all haggis.